I think the governor's State of the State address on Tuesday night set out an excellent roadmap for the legislature to follow this year as we attempt to make Kansas more pro-business and return more prosperity and grow jobs for all Kansans. I'm entirely with the governor that we need to continue to work to reduce and eventually eliminate our state income tax in order to spur economic development and to grow jobs. And I think his plan is an excellent one to do that. I feel we can reach the governor's goal of eliminating the state income tax eventually in Kansas and funding all essential state services, while at the same time maintaining the sunset of the 0.6 of 1 cent sales tax increase that was enacted several years ago. I think that sales tax is regressive and it ought to be eliminated, and we promised the voters we would do that. The governor also emphasized that we need to change the manner in which we select our appellate court judges and justices in the state of Kansas. I entirely agree. Of all 50 states, we are the only state that selects judges the way we do now for our Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court. And that is through a nominating commission process where a majority of the nominating commission is selected not by the people at large at the ballot box or through their elected representatives, but by an elite cadre of lawyers, 7,000 lawyers licensed in the state of Kansas, as opposed to the 2.8 million Kansans that make up our state. I think that's an unfair and undemocratic process, and it needs to be modified. I have proposed and have introduced in the legislature this year a plan to keep the nominating commission, but to change its method of selection so that the people, through their elected representatives, the governor, the Speaker of the House, and the Senate President, get to select its members, and that any selection the governor does make to the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeals is subject to Senate confirmation. Another legislative initiative that I'm taking the lead in pursuing is to protect all Kansans' constitutional rights under the Second Amendment. These are concerning times when the President of the United States believes that he can, even without legislative involvement by the Congress, control and limit access to guns and other methods of self-defense of Kansans and citizens across the United States by executive order. So I will be introducing legislation this session to emphasize that any firearms legally manufactured and owned by Kansans that remain within this state are not subject to federal regulation or restriction.